Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Fidelity SME Forum on Instagram Live. I hope your day has been good. I started out good. It's almost 2 p.m. Hello. Hi, Mr. Nelly Nels. Hi, good afternoon to you. Hi. Thank you for joining us on Fidelity SME Forum on Instagram Live, Musty Exchange. I see you, official Jamila, Vivian. I see every one of you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I'm quite excited with our guests that we're having on the show today, and I would ask you to just, I'd enjoy you to just join us and have a great time and have good conversation and learn a thing or two. Remember, on Fidelity SME Forum, we talk about issues that affect the entrepreneur and how the entrepreneur can be better, especially in this hard times of COVID. I would also like to say that I'm sure that everyone knows what's happening around the country right now. So we are speaking totally against rape, against sexual abuse of all sorts. Hashtag say no. Let's stop rape now. Let's stop raping our women, stop raping our men, stop raping everybody. Let's just be human. Let's just be human. Okay, love one another, respect people, and respect their rights to own their own bodies. All right. Okay, having said that, my guest I'm very excited about today, so I'm going to get him on to join us. I think he's already here. I'm just trying to find him, but I can introduce you to our guest already. I could tell you a little about our guest. Our guest is the very, very popular Ubi Franklin, and that's what he's called for short, but he's such an amazing person, and I'm sure that joined us. Yes! Okay, he'll be here in a short while. I think we'll soon get him on. Okay, we're going to try to get him on again. I know it's probably network doing the special thing, but our guest, like I said, is Ubi Franklin. And if you don't know about Ubi Franklin, I don't know where you've been. Oh, listen, Ubi Franklin is a music producer, talent manager, and the founder of the Made Men Music Group. They're popularly known as TripleMG, and it's a leading record label in Nigeria. Now, TripleMG has been highly inspirational to the growth and development of the Nigerian music. Yes, he is here. Let me see if I can get him on again to join us live. Be frankly, we see you and we're glad you were here. So let me just try to get you on again. Okay, give me a minute. Yes, I see you now. Okay, hopefully we should get him, to join us in a minute. Hi, Ubi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. I know you're a very busy person, and then thank you for making out time to be on Fidelity SME Forum.
Thank you for having me as well.
All right, so let me tell you again who Ubi Franklin is, in case you do not know. I don't know what rock you're living under if you don't know Ubi Franklin, but he's a music producer, talent manager, and the founder of the Made Men Music Group. It's popularly known as TripleMG. It's a leading record label in Nigeria, and of course, TripleMG has been highly instrumental to the growth and development of Nigerian music industry, and has seen some of the leading artists in the industry today, like Techno, Inyanya, Naira rise through its ranks. So he's also a serial entrepreneur and has founded a number of businesses outside the entertainment industry. Now, I'm going to say, before we even go ahead, a serial entrepreneur, what does it mean to be a serial entrepreneur?
In Nigeria, I think in the entire world, that term serial entrepreneur has put a lot of people in trouble because it's yeah, I'll say that it's put a lot of people in trouble because people say, oh, I'm a serial entrepreneur, but forgetting that you have to succeed at one before you go to the next. So people want the word serial because it's many, right? And they believe that, okay, yeah, if I'm called serial entrepreneur, I'll be taken very serious, forgetting that no matter how much of a serial entrepreneur you are, they need to be one that has succeeded. They need to be one that, for example, I have many other businesses, but even the ones that have succeeded, but have not been in those businesses for as long as I've been with Made Men Music. So a lot of people will tend to identify me as Made Men Music because that's the one they actually can relate to or they know about, that have made a significant impact. So when you use the word serial, people think is for you to own as many businesses as possible. No, for you to be a serial entrepreneur is you would have succeeded at one and you're doing the other. That's why I feel what I would feel about the word serial is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think one thing that I caught from what you just said is that a serial entrepreneur does not necessarily mean a serious entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay, when they say you're a serial entrepreneur, what else do you do? We know TripleMG, everybody knows TripleMG. So what else are you into?
So I own a hospitality brand called Etor Residence.
Okay.
So we have hotel apartments, but we have an umbrella company called Instant Apartments. So Instant Apartment is we do is we get apartments for people. So we are like an intermediary. We're a company where we help people get apartments across the world. But specifically for now, I'll say across the world is because we are specific in London, we're in Dubai, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ghana, South Africa. So yeah, instant apartment.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I have a couple of other companies. Right now I have talks with Ubi Franklin live on Instagram. That's a business now. Yeah, so yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, you were on at 12 noon, right?
Yeah, so my 12 noon program is called Expose My Business. So it's an opportunity for people to come talk about their businesses. Let's help them, connect them with prospective buyers and prospective customers. So yeah, that's it.
So in more ways than one, you actually fit for the Fidelity SME Forum because this is the forum where we can give more opportunities to people, to help push their businesses.
Yeah.
But enough about, the many things you're doing. Who is Ubi Franklin? We want to know the man behind the scenes.
Ubi Franklin is a hustler. He's when you see, I'm blessed to be popular. So I don't get to introduce myself every day. So whenever I go to places and people ask me questions, and say, for someone that doesn't know me, I say, hey, who are you? What's your name? Right? Or what do you do? I tend to get very confused because the head here wears many, many hats. I'm in the music and entertainment space. I'm in the which is the creative space. I'm in hospitality. I'm in real estate. So there are a lot of things I do. So depending on the kind of conversation we're having, I'll know what to introduce myself as. So for me, one thing I've always said is when someone asks me, what do you do? I say, I'm a hustler. You understand? And a hustler, I mean, everywhere you put me, I'll succeed. I'll do whatever I can. I've always been a young guy that I always feel like every young person in Nigeria should go the legit way to make money. I have a lot of friends. I see my guy here, Obi Kubana. He was on the show last week. Those are one of the people that really, really, really inspire me because you see that he's always telling you that, listen, this is what we can do. And for me, every person that does a business, if you have a business and you are pushing any business in this world, you need to understand that be intentional, right? And be Obi Franklin. Be Obi Franklin, I mean, always know that consistency and resilience is key. I've done everything I've done. I think the only business I have not done is fraud. Right? Like the only business that people think is business right now that I have not done is fraud. Because what I do is whenever I see a business whenever I see a business is a business that I can look at and see that there's value, I try it either through partnership, right? Or do it directly. So I've come to understand now that Ubi Franklin as a person is not just Ubi Franklin. I wear many hats and one of them is trying as many things as possible to succeed. So yeah, that's Ubi Franklin in a nutshell.
I've heard people are calling you Ubi the multitasker, Ubi the intelligent hustler. But I want to know how you got into the entrepreneurship slash hustling space. Where are you
Okay.
coming from? Tell us a little about how you grew.
So I was in Maduna University reading law, and then I lost my dad while I was in
Sorry to hear about
school. Though, so a private university, school fees was very, very expensive, so I couldn't pay the school fees anymore because my dad was a judge, judge of the High Court, and then was appointed an appeal court judge, as we heard before he died. So my dad died about 15 or 16 years ago. So while I was in school, it was
Wow.
difficult. So I had to leave school, come out to hustle, try to get money, try to do it. So that was when in 2006, my brother invited
Okay.
me, 2005 or 6, invited myself and my older sister that I was living with in Abuja to come to Lagos for the December holiday. So I said, yeah, let's go. And guess what? We came out of, people are saying dropout. I'm not a dropout. I have 4 degrees, by the way. So I came to Lagos with my sister, ABC Transport, from Abuja to Lagos. So when I got to Lagos, going around Lagos, my spirit never left Lagos from that time. And I felt like, what do I need to do? Where do I need to go? How do I need to turn around things? So when my sister said it was time for us to go back to Abuja, I told her I was not going. I'll stay in this Lagos. She said, what are you staying here to do? I said, I'll become my brother's PA. So I told my brother that I want to be his PA. And he said, okay, no problem. I can be his PA. So what I was trying to do is, I was trying to, as much as possible, do the work I'm doing with my brother, not for him to give me handouts, or do the work I'm doing so that I can pay my school fees and do a few things that I can do. Then luckily for me at the time, my brother had a TV show called The Intern. So from The Intern, I started working with a lot of people. Yeah. So yeah, I started working with a lot of people, and the intern guys had, most of those guys they had MBAs. They were very creative guys. So I was always with
Yeah.
them wherever they are when they are doing their proposals and business plans. I'll sit there watching what they're doing. They would think that I'm just there supervising what they're doing, but for me, that was the beginning of my business school to get into business proper. So I'll sit down with them midnight. I'll be there watching what I'll sit down with them. I'll be watching what they are doing and everything. I learned a lot from them. The IO going to be is the Yomi Black, and his wife Lizzie. A lot of them. So I learned a lot from them. So now, after a while, things went bad everywhere. So I went to go and live with my cousin. My story is long, so you don't worry, you read it in the book. So I went to live with my cousin. Yeah, so while I was living with my cousin, I started hustling with a lot of artists around the industry. So there was a time I'll go to Two Faces' house on the mainland. I'll wait at Two Faces' gate. I'll wait at his gate with my backpack, begging him to work for him, right?
Wow.
So I'll be outside. He'll come. His managers will come. They'll leave us outside. So there was this fateful day. I went to his house in Festac. I was outside, waiting. I was looking for how to get into Two Faces' house. It was raining. It was myself and DJ Spinall. I don't know if you know DJ Spinall, one
Of
of the
course.
biggest DJs out of Nigeria, out of Africa. So I was sitting down. We're outside. So Two Faces' manager now drove into the house, and we're outside. It was raining. Two Face came out of the balcony to pick up something. He now saw us, and he now said, leave those two guys to come inside. So we went into Two Faces' house, and then I was there till the rain. So the rain finished at about maybe, let's say like 11, 12. So I had to go home. So I didn't have a car at the time, so I got a bike. I got on that bike straight. The bike took me to, you know what it is, from Festac to Lekki. Do you understand? Yeah.
Wow.
So I entered the bike from Festac. We maneuvered, and we got to Lekki. So I kept that hustle going. So I'll go to a lot of artists, begging them to work with them. There was a time, Ike Chuku. My name is Ike Chuku. So I'd work with Ike Chuku, helped him with his album, pushing his album. I work with Temi. She works at Cool FM. She's an OAP at Cool FM. So they were in a group called Showing Cars Afro. So Showing Cars Afro they were a group, herself and her brother. That her brother is now called Ajebota. So I was hustling with them. I was managing them from there. I started managing different artists. I was doing freelance in the industry. And then one day, I got a call from Kelvin Orifa. Kelvin Orifa, I always say that guy and my brother and a few other people gave me the break I have today. So I got a call from him saying that, listen, there's a guy that left Project Fame. His name is Nyanya. I think you need to, he's from Cross River State. Aside that he's from Cross River State, I think you guys need to partner and work together. I'm like, who is Nyanya? Because I didn't watch Project Fame, right? So I said, who is Nyanya? So he now gave me the guy's number, and hey, we started talking. I chased Nyanya. It was not forthcoming. So I got a job with Julius Agu. I got a job with him as his PA for 2 years. And then while I was with Julius Agu, Nyanya finally came through. And then, boom, we started working. And then, hey, and I'm here. So my story is long. So if I start my story...
Your story is long, but it's interesting. And I think it's so important that people hear your story, because it's easy to just see someone when the name is made and not realize all the work that was done behind the scene before the name was made. So thank you for sharing that with us. We're going to be talking about how to grow an entertainment business in an economic downturn. Ubi, you're in the business of entertainment.
Yes.
How is COVID-19 affecting the entertainment industry, at least for you?
Okay, so basically, the only thing that we're actually making money off right now is actually streaming, because it's been difficult.
Okay.
It's been difficult to actually do anything right now. So people are not no shows, no events, no club events, nothing. So the only place we can actually make money from or off right now is actually the online platforms, the streaming platforms. So it's been tough, it's been crazy, but it has given me an opportunity. I'm a record label owner, right?
Right.
But it has put me in a position where I now feel like, you see, COVID-19 gave all of us an opportunity, and the opportunity was simple. Look within you. What can you do? For someone like me, I was able to bring up this show behind me. That's the pitch, and Talks with Ubi Franklin, the pitch with Ubi Franklin, and the pitch with Ubi Franklin, expose my business with Ubi Franklin, and all of that. So for me, I was able to use this period to create something like this. So, but a lot of entertainers felt like, okay, this thing will soon over. Some of them were even talking about coronavirus is not real, and it's not real. And then they were misleading a lot of their fans. But if you understand what I'm saying is, understanding times and seasons in this world of today will help you today become the best person you want to be, right? The MD of Diamond of Fidelity Bank did not just wake up one day and became the MD of Fidelity Bank. He went through different processes and different phases of his life. You sitting down today chatting with me, I'm not sure you just woke up one day and you got the deal to be interviewing people, different entrepreneurs on Instagram, on Fidelity Bank's Instagram. You would have built a lot of trust for a bank to give you their Instagram to actually sit down and interview other people. You understand? Everything is actually a journey. So for me, in our industry, in this entertainment industry, I found something. I found an opportunity to say, okay, when I started this thing, you see, let me tell you something. When you start something in Nigeria, let me narrow it down to Nigeria. People will start abusing you, saying, oh, you are doing this. Why are you doing this? This is not your job. Guess what? I wish I had arranged my certificate. I'll show you. I have a certificate in mass communication, but I never used it. This was an opportunity to actually use that certificate. And by the grace of God, I'm trying my best. Finally, I've hustled this period. And guess what? I have a sponsor, Glenn Fiddick. They've come on the show and say, okay, no, we see what you're doing. So I always tell people, create value. Once you create value,
that's right.
See, people will run after you. If I'm not doing what I'm doing today, if I'm not hustling what I'm hustling today, I don't think Fidelity Bank will call me and say, oh, we want to be part of what you are doing. No, they won't. There are millions of people in the world today, and you decide to call someone like me, Obi Kubana, and the likes of the people that you've interviewed. That's because we have created an opportunity for ourselves. We've hustled for ourselves to get to where we are. So in Nigeria today, in the world today, a lot of people understand that you have to just maintain what you're doing. Yes, maintain what you're doing. But you need to understand that as you're maintaining what you're doing, look for something within that ecosystem, within what you are doing. What I'm still doing right now is entertainment. I'm entertaining people. I'm educating people.
Yeah.
So now, what did I do? I found something within my ecosystem, within the things I am doing. Hospitality and entertainment are interwoven, right? Going on Instagram Live to educate people, to interview people from your circle, and also people in other business, other worlds of affairs of business is the same thing. So what we're doing is we're bringing people. We sit down, we have conversations. Okay, how did you start? Now, do you know how interesting it was when I interviewed someone like Obi Kubana? Do you know how interesting it was when I interviewed someone like Chief Priest? These guys have stories. These guys have things to tell. You understand? So for me, what I've been doing is, like my sister Udwak just said here, I've been trying to create value. Anyone that has value, you see. I was having this conversation with my sister, and I said, a lot of women want to rush to go and get married. Now, getting married now is not about how much a man has. A man's money will finish, but a man's value will be there for the rest of your life, even if that man dies.
Absolutely.
If a man comes into your life as a woman and brings a bucket of value, now that bucket of value, if utilized properly, if utilized well, that bucket of value will turn into an ocean of value. Now, that's why I always tell people, value created, value given, and value exchange is the most important thing in our lives. Nothing more. Nothing else is as important as the value that we can create, the value that we can give to people, and the value that we can exchange as well. My motto for 2020 was, if I'm not using you, if I don't have anything to achieve from you, or I don't have anything to gain from you, I don't have to be around you. Use me, I use you. That's my motto for 2020. If you use me, I'll use you. So Fidelity Bank is using me for their interview. I'm using them too because they're a valuable company. They're a valuable business. So right now, Fidelity Bank having me on their show also puts a stamp on me that I'm legit. Do you understand? So now I'm using them and they are using me. So it's a use me, I use you. Man, no go vex. So please ask your next question.
Oh my goodness. But I like that you're talking about value. If you do not bring value to the table, then I have no conversation with you, because why am I going to give to you and you have nothing to give back to me? Thank you. I like that. So let's bring it again down to entertainers in the music industry, for instance. How do you get them to understand? What are the practical things they can do in today's world right now? Since, like you said, it's only streaming that's practically making you money. So what does an entertainer now start? What are the tips that they can, jump on to stay afloat in this time?
For me, a lot of artists need to be properly educated. I had one of the best interviews, one of the most educating interviews the other day with Mr. Easy. And when I was talking to Mr. Easy, I found out that education is very key. Now, don't get me wrong. Education is not going to school to get a certificate. Education is not carrying your bulk of certificates to go to the bank and say, I want a job. Education is not going to a telco and saying, I want a job. Educating yourself, I tell people, listen, educating yourself about the industry that you are interested in, or the industry where you currently ply your trade, is better than even having a school degree. School degree is very, very, very important. But you see, you can take that degree and go into a particular industry. and they stay in that industry, and you are not properly educated about that industry, is first a very, very big problem. Now, having conversations, I'll tell you something. In my entire life, I've had the best 9 weeks of information. I've not read as much as I've read in the last 9 weeks. I've been educating myself. I've been bringing people on my show. As they are talking and educating other people, I'm also very, very educated. I'm also getting educated. And I'm asking myself, okay, so this is how Obi Kubana was meant to build, how he was able to build the Kubana group. Oh, Obi Kubana understands partnerships. Okay, so if Obi Kubana wants to go to Accra, for example, to build Kubana, he knows that he cannot do it alone. Let me go to Accra, look for somebody. Hey, can you come? We are going to, talk about something. I'll bring money, you bring your influence and your positioning in Ghana. The name will be called Kubana. We'll position the business back to back. Do you understand what I'm saying? I understood that. I've understood now that everything you have to do, a one-man business is always difficult for you to scale because you are going to be stressed carrying all the burden of the business. So right now I've understood and also doing my interviews that creating partnerships is very important. So for the guys in the creative space, especially in the music industry, this is an opportunity to create partnerships, right? Bring people from all walks of life. Bring people from your industry cluster. Bring in the lawyers. Bring in the A&Rs. Bring in the pluggers. Everyone, the artist managers, artist development guys, the producers, everyone. Bring them together. How can we partner? Because if there's proper partnership in that ecosystem, we will not be complaining today. Now, let me tell you something. When an artist creates merchandise, you know what they do? They take that merchandise. And go to sell it to people that are within their reach, which is the rich people, the guys that can afford, the likes of the Ubi Franklins, that can afford a T-shirt for 10,000. Now, forgetting that they can actually create that merchandise and sell it, if that merchandise is 2,000 naira for a T-shirt, and sell it to people in Aba, people in Owerri, people in Anambra, in Kaduna, in Kano. When you see Olamide, for example, when you are driving, when you are in traffic, you see all these buses with stickers with Olamide on them, or with Davido on them, or with Wizkid on them. Now, do you know that that is what the artists were meant to have been doing? But guess what? They are not doing that because they believe that artists are not interested in one kobo that will make it billions. Not forgetting that the biggest guys that have the biggest money in Nigeria are actually the guys that make their money from 1 cent. It's
absolutely
so understand. See, you see what artists are interested in getting 10 million naira for a show, 15 million naira for a show, 30 million naira, 40 million naira endorsement. Boom, that's one off. You eat that money. The lifestyle is expensive. The shooting videos is also expensive. Yep. So what do you need to do? It's simple. Understanding how your revenue model works. What are the revenue channels? What are the places you can make money from yourself as an artist? Ask yourself that question. Calm down. Say, okay, you know what? Wizkid, come. I'm going to hire. Wizkid will say, okay, you know what? Let me hire a business manager, a creative manager. Everybody come together. Let's sit down. Let's have a conversation. I'm about to drop an album. For example, Davido is about to drop an album. And Davido will sit down and say, okay, you know what? There are these boys in Aba. If I drop this album, they'll print T-shirts and sell, and I'm not seeing any money. Okay, Davido, get on your jet, fly to Aba, have a meeting with all these guys, and say, come, guys, I understand that you already have, I understand that you already have the distribution channels. Now, don't forget that you can have a good product, but if there are no distribution channels, it becomes a problem.
Oh.
Now, these guys are, instead of us going to report them to government and saying, government, come and kill these pirates, let's go and look for who these pirates are. Call them together. Come, this is my intellectual property. This album you are printing on the T-shirts is mine. You are selling it as far as Kaduna, Kano. You are even selling it as far as Benin Republic and other countries that are neighboring countries. Come, let's sit down and talk. If I support you, I'll make you. If I support you, I'll make you the most interesting and the biggest business person. Can you hear me? So now what will happen? You go to these guys. No big man in the business. You go to these guys, ask them a question, say, come, what are your revenue? What are your distribution channels? How are you able to get this t-shirt from here to Kanu? Now, do you fly them? Now, even if you fly those t-shirts, when you get to Kanu, who are the guys that help you distribute it? Because if you go to, there are places you go to, you see, if you go to Lagos Island, there are a lot of monies that Whiskey, Davido, Olamide, and co are losing. You know why? Because there are people that are currently printing their t-shirts, printing their face caps, printing a lot of things for them, and they are selling. And these artists, you know what they are doing? They are sitting at home waiting for their streaming revenues. They are sitting at home waiting for show revenues. They are sitting at home waiting for endorsements. No. See, COVID-19 has taught me a lesson. It's an opportunity. This is an opportunity for us to understand that Alaba for music industry Alaba for the music industry is a good thing and is a bad thing. If you look at Alaba's distribution chain, how was Daddy Shoki came on my show? He said he would take his CDs and travel around Nigeria. But right now we have the internet. Now, having the internet, guess what? We are able to upload our songs and people can stream the song from wherever they are. So guess what? Do you know that the people that are streaming this music from all over the world are not up to the ones that don't have data, but would like to consume this music? So what do I need to do? Alaba guys have understood how to take that CD from Alaba in Lagos to Upper Iweka, to take that thing to Area Market, to take that thing to Kanu, to Kaduna, to Abuja, to Zamfara. So what do? We cannot fight them. Let's go and meet them. You guys have understood what we didn't understand. Let's sit down and have a conversation. Let's sit down and have a conversation. What's the conversation? Talk to me. Okay. Oga, no. I say, see, let me make you a legit pirate. I'm making you legit. So all I'm doing is I'm giving you an opportunity for my next album. I'm giving you an opportunity for my next album for you to print 10 million t-shirts at 2,000 naira. Let me do the numbers. Are you ready? 2,000 naira times 10 million t-shirts.
By 10 million.
Guess how much that is?
Tell me.
Have you seen? What's that?
Ubi, don't let me call it in words, please. I'm a little scared. Now I'm intimidated by the figures.
Okay. So
I hear you.
Are you telling me that if proper revenue channels are fixed in our industry, a Whiskey, a Davido, an Iyanya, a Techno, a Tiwa Savage should not own private jets? Should not own homes facing the biggest cities in the world? That's
Ubi,
because
you are saying in a sense, sorry to interject, don't mind me. You know, we have like 20 minutes or something to go. But you are saying in a sense that being a book smart or being book intelligent is not enough.
No, it's
you
not.
need to be socially intelligent.
Yeah.
So the question is, how do you learn to be socially intelligent? Because as great as this is, not everybody is going to be, quick to pick this up. So how do you learn to be socially intelligent?
Let me tell you something. In our country today, once you are smart and you understand your business, a lot of these musicians will call you that you're a criminal. Forgetting that they know what you don't know. I cannot sing, I cannot produce, but I understand the business itself. And you see, I'm not interested today to make 10 million from 10 million. I'm interested to make 10 million times 100 and make 2%, 3%. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm interested in making. And as far as it's shared, you need to be very, 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 very intentional about what you want to do. A lot of people, in Nigeria, the reason why a lot of businesses fail is because we go into the businesses not understanding. So you go into the business not understanding what the business is. For example, if you sell hair, do you know that because of you sell hair, you have a lot of your friends that will start selling hair, not knowing that you have mastered what selling of hair is. For example, look at somebody like Miss Waneka. Look at someone like Rona Weeks, Sharon, Davido's sister, Rona Weeks. Look at these people. They understood something. This is what I've been doing, and I'll keep doing it. Consistency. Now, understanding what you have to do in our industry, most of them throw it outside the window. Can I tell you something? The band Don Jazzy, Two-Face, and the likes, Daddy Shoki and Co., the money they have lost, if only the younger artists will understand that these guys have lost a lot of money, they'll wake up now and understand that partnerships is very important. There's no Nigerian artist at the level of Whiskey, Two-Face, the band Davido, Iyanya, Techno. There's no Nigerian artist that has gotten to that level that every year should not be grossing at least 5 to 10, 15 billion cash in your bank account. But you know what? Education, understanding the music business, understanding what it is, and them accepting for them to be exploited for those things to happen. Exploiting, I don't mean in the bad way. Having the right partnerships and understand that these are the people in my core focus, right? That if I speak to them, they know how to exploit the brand I've already created and generate a lot of revenue from it. If we do the
Obi, let me get in your way again. You said partnerships are important, and I do agree with you. But then some people will say, I have tried to partner and it has burnt me and taking all that I have.
Yeah.
So how do I know the kind of partnerships, which one is the right sort of partnership and which one is not?
There's no, see, when you're going into partnership, you don't know whether it's right or wrong. But there are people that have track records. There are people that you see that know what they are doing. There are people that have done it before. In our industry today, what we do is, this guy and my brother, this guy and my friend, what would they smoke for street that year? We bring them in. And it's okay to bring them in. You understand? It's okay to bring them in. But guess what? If you send them to school or send them to places to understand proper informations and values of the industry where they are, the rest is history. So now, when you hire a personal business manager, the personal business manager is the one that will sit down, right? And always look at what these people are doing. Can I tell you something? Jay-Z, P. Diddy, guess what? They go to boardrooms to sit down and ask questions of what is going on in their businesses. They don't run those businesses. All you need to do on a Monday, wear your suit and tie. Go and sit down at the boardroom, asking yourself questions. Okay, what happened to Alaba yesterday? They printed 10 million t-shirts. It's sold. Are we not meant to be getting money? Your accountant will wake up and say, "Hi, sir, I'm so sorry. From all the distribution channels, the monies haven't been paid." In our industry, we care more about the fame, forgetting that we can monetize our fame. In our industry, when an artist or an actor is sick, we gather money to pay for their health. That is because we've forgotten that we are so disruptive as Africans, as Nigerians. There are people that want to be. There are people I know that want to be Nigerian because of how much of hustle we have in our spirit. All we need to do is not about the talking the talk, to talk the talk. It's to walk the walk. So partnership is risk. So all you need, before you answer, partnership is risk. All you need to do is put the right systems and structures in place. It will be easy for you. Because when somebody steals, how come a bank knows when somebody steals? It's because they have a system that works. How come a bank knows that, okay, somebody has debited money from their account? It's because there's a system that works. How come I'll sit down at home and click, I want to send 1 million naira to so person, and it works? It's because there is a system, there's a structure, and there are partnerships. So if we do that for our industry, it's gone. Yeah.
So, learning from the COVID-19 crisis, how can entrepreneurs, especially in the entertainment industry, which is what we're focusing on today, how can they now hedge their businesses against the socioeconomic disruptions in the future? Because a lot of people just almost went bankrupt, closed businesses almost immediately, even in the entertainment industry, because of COVID-19. So were there things they could have done to hedge their businesses against socioeconomic, flat lines like this?
You see, nobody expected COVID-19. No one. See, today we don't know what COVID-19 is about. Today they'll say, okay, wear your face mask. You understand? Tomorrow they'll say, today they'll say, wear your face mask. Tomorrow they'll say, if you wear a face mask for too long, is a problem. So you know what has happened? What we've been doing so far, right? What we've been doing so far is every day we are watching the news to see what is next. Nobody would have expected to change things this period, because we didn't know what was going on. Some of us thought that, okay, after 2 weeks, it will be over like Ebola. But you see, coronavirus is the best thing to happen to the world, and it's also the worst thing to happen to the world. I'll explain. Coronavirus is the worst thing because it hit us. We didn't know that it was coming. It took us unawares. Okay? Yeah. Now, the good thing about coronavirus is it has pulled a lot of people back, gotten them an opportunity to sit down and understand their businesses properly. Also helping them to sit down with their families and enjoy family time that a lot of people did not have for years. But guess what? The most important thing about coronavirus or COVID-19 is we don't know whether someday, sometime in the future, something like this will happen. So it's an opportunity for you to diversify. Trust me, I've told my staff, I say, if you come to work, fine. If you don't come to work, fine. This is an opportunity for you to get 4 jobs or 5 jobs sitting at home doing the jobs. As far as you can, you can meet the targets I've given you, I'm fine. So it's an opportunity right now for even people that are watching me right now to sit down and take 20 jobs as far as you can deliver. You can be working in 20 companies now. You can be working in 20 companies now, and you're sitting at home. You can be doing 10 jobs now, and you're sitting at home. So it's an opportunity. He has given us an opportunity to understand that diversifying your business is very important. So understanding the different markets. In our industry right now, if we had known that these kind of things will happen, we would have started online streaming of concerts a long time ago, where I'll sit down in my house. I put up a link and say, oh, my fans, if you want to watch me live here, go and pay $5. You can imagine Davido going to putting up something, Wizkid or Two-Face, the band and co. Tiwa Savage putting up something, and then pay $5. How much is $5? Now, once you put that $5, and you can imagine because sitting at the comfort of your home, you can have 40, 50,000 people pay that money and come to watch you perform. If we had known, we would have put all these things in place, but we didn't know that. So right now, my friend is here also. He owns an app called UdoX. UdoX is a music streaming app. They also have live streaming to stream live events, to do concerts and all on the app. Now, guess what? During this period, as someone who owns a streaming app, he's been doing a few things within the industry. He's been doing like things where you get the Tiwa to come and sing Two-Face's song, and get Two-Face to sing Tiwa's song, Asha to sing Davido's song, Davido to sing Asha. So it's been great. So these are things that are current, because it's an opportunity for us to create a lot of content. It's an opportunity for us to put a lot of things out there. Do you understand? So before another pandemic, God forbid, hits us, everyone should understand that diversifying your businesses, understanding other revenue streams about your business and what you can do is very important.
Okay, so two questions, and I'm going to make you answer them in two minutes. Are you ready, Ubi?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a little tricky. Number one, I want to come from the artist perspective. You find that a lot of artists start out, they have they're doing well, they're making millions, going to shows, I mean, before COVID-19. And next thing you know, poof, all the money's gone. What are the common mistakes that artists or the entertainment people, because not just artists, people behind the scenes tend to do that get them to crash so quickly?
Flossing. Everybody wants to live a life to impress people. Having been in the industry, I've understood that you can live a life to impress people, but you also need to understand that that life you are living to impress people, when your career goes down, the people will move on to the next hot person. So I've always understood that.
True.
You see, we will not be complaining about all of this. Yeah. Artists want to wake up in the morning, and because they see Davido's father owns a jet, they want to also be flying jets so that they feel like they can level up. There are artists that will say, Omo, I need to be at this level. But you need to understand something. If you don't invest in your craft and in your business, you will not be able to get to where you're going to. Let me use Davido as a case study. Davido has a lot of people are saying I love Davido. At least
I know. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, he's one person I've been very close to as well, aside my own artists like Techno. Let me use Davido as an example. Davido doesn't take money from his artists, but guess what? Those artists give him brand value. They add to what Davido is doing. So as you see Davido cannot fall below where the artists are, because he keeps going higher and the artists are conquering the territories that he has already conquered. Do you understand? Now,
yeah,
that is because he has found an opportunity. He has diversified his music business, and he's putting the things in the places where he needs to put them. Davido is not the smartest young man out there, but he's very rare. He's the smartest man that you can find in our game today. Davido, Mr. Easy. Let me see. Mr. Easy is a case study as well. Mr. Easy had an interview with me the other day, and the things that Mr. Easy said, I wish every Nigerian artist understands it. How did Mr. Easy do it? He understood that he needs to sit down, understand his industry, understand the business that he's in. Do you understand? Understand the business that he's in. And he created a company around him. Mr. Easy always says something that even if he stops singing tomorrow, they think his businesses and the things that he's doing will continue. You understand? Because understanding that artists don't understand that you have an opportunity to use what you are to create many things. So now, sit down, understand what you're doing within our industry, understand how to invest. Investment is very key. Buy properties, look into another ecosystem, do partnerships. You understand? Create things around that will make you money. So I hope that answered your question. I'm sure
yes, it does. I just have one more question. I know time is fast.
Next time, if you're bringing me on an interview, give me 2 hours, because there's a lot to talk about.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll have to know. We'll do a review. Please, hopefully, we'll even get you to come to the studio live.
Tell Fidelity Bank to shake my account. I need corona palliatives. I've been talking here. You see, now my entire book is on Instagram.
But Ubi, I thought we agreed now that this was a symbiotic relationship. That you are taking value from us and we are taking value from you too.
I'm in pains. Money no day.
Let me ask you one question. I want to talk about, you've talked about those, behind the scenes. You've also talked about those in front of the stage. But I want to talk about those who are trying to find their way inside and mingle with these people. What are would I call them branches of the entertainment industry that they can, try to find themselves in, that they would also bring value to? What are the loopholes that people can come on in the entertainment industry and take advantage of?
There are a lot of
in places. 2 minutes.
There are a lot of places. Okay, let me just mention, let me not go into it. There are dancers in the industry, there are producers in the industry, there are artist managers, A&Rs, there are show promoters, booking agents. There are a lot. Do you understand? So for me, there are a lot of things you can do around the entertainment industry. It's just about understanding the business, understanding the market, having the right relationships, and you're good.
Somebody just asked me about financing. How do you finance your the
No,
entertainment
so now
industry? How
let
do
me
you
tell you
finance
something.
business?
We want Fidelity Bank to have an entertainment desk. So if your MD is watching me right now, we want Fidelity Bank to have an entertainment desk. An entertainment desk where we want to know what banks like Fidelity Bank can do for our creative industry. We don't want loans. We want you to create an opportunity for us to sit down and have, because the reason why I didn't ask you that question is because you're not in the right position for me to ask the question, right?
No,
I want to sit down in front of your MD and ask him questions. We need to talk to him. Tell the Fidelity Bank MD, we want to see you. We want to have a conversation with you. The creative space, you see, trust me, if Fidelity Bank takes the lead in this our industry, they will never ever regret it. Because what we are trying to build right now is three things: systems, structures, and partnerships. And if Fidelity Bank comes in to do it for us, they will never lose. They'll make a lot of revenue.
Okay. Before you go, first of all, before you go, two things. Number one, my name is Trevor BBB. I'm called the Big Board and Beautiful. I'm a broadcaster with Inspiration FM. Yeah. Fidelity Bank is a family. Ubi.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I was saying, yes, I'm a broadcaster. On the other hand, I must say that Fidelity Bank is doing a huge lot for the SME space. They are, it's something that would happen over time. Everybody creates a niche, builds on that niche, promotes that niche, and I have to say they have done a huge job for the SMEs. You're an SME, so next time we can bring you on and talk about the hospitality space. And you can teach us a lot of things in the hospitality space. So in a way, they're bringing a lot of value, as best as possible. I know that the entertainment industry is something that a lot of people, government and other businesses need to jump on, and partnerships are important for you. And I believe that, with time, we will get there. Thank you very much. I've been talking to Ubi Franklin. He's a music producer, talent manager, and the founder of Made Men Music Group. They're popularly known as TripleMG. It's a leading record label in Nigeria.
The number one hustler in Nigeria.
Yes, number one. Somebody called you intelligent hustler. So TripleMG has been highly instrumental to the growth and development of the Nigerian music industry, and has seen some of the leading artists in the industry today, such as Techno, Inyanya, and Emanira, rise through its ranks. And I must mention again, and this one comes with the weight that it should, Ubi Franklin is also a serial entrepreneur that has founded a number of businesses outside the entertainment industry. It's been amazing talking to you today. You've been talking to us about how to grow an entertainment business in an economic downturn. God bless you. Good work you're doing, and we pray that your work, that God continues to take you higher and higher. Thank you very much for the knowledge you've given us today. Hopefully we'll talk to you again sometime soon.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Bye.
We'll do this again next week, Friday. Bye.